All right, what's going on, everybody? So this is officially now recording another edition of Sunday Market Outlook. It is Sunday, January 26th, as we step into the last trading week of the month. I got my co-host, the one and only, the GOAT, Mr. Grizzly Bear, seller of the markets, the GOAT, Brent Badal. And yeah, man, we're gonna dive straight into it. As always, I'll let Brent, kick us off with some fundamentals and whatnot. And let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it, bro. This week we got some good news to trade for sure. So I'm excited for this week. Let me okay, boom, share screen. Ta-da. Cool. So as you guys know, we don't fall for the smoke of the news. We just know how to trade the news. But then there's certain news that we want to pay attention as far as like what's going on in life and whatnot to make sure we got the goods there. So tomorrow, pretty chill tomorrow, as long as for the NAS side of things, as you know, Rich and I primarily trade NAS. We do trade a little bit of gold, but more than anything, it's NAS. So the news that we're going to look at is going to be more favored for that, right? We do have new home sales tomorrow. That one's we want to pay attention just as far as the indication for what do you call it? Recession, right? News is super important for recession. It's nothing we're really going to trade, but it's just interesting to know where the market is, especially right now with the new presidency coming through, interest rates being chopped, a lot of stuff happening. The housing market can shift again and become positive, which that would be counteracting the recession side of things. So it's always good, especially if you live in the US or if the dollar is strong in your country, right? Because we have a lot of people from the UK here. So tomorrow we're pretty chill. We're good. Tuesday, we start getting into some news, right? Durable goods. This one here, the S&P Composite 20, it's really interesting to see those numbers, right? It's nothing that we're going to trade, but this will help a lot to let us know as far as NAS. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down in the long term, right? This one's definitely important for that reason. And a good time too, 8 o'clock, 7:30. So we have really good times having for that. 9 o'clock consumer confidence is the one that I like the most to trade for this day as far as Tuesday. My session will be normal. I won't do a bonus session on this one, but it's going to be a really good one because it happens 30 minutes after the opening bell. And then richer manufacturing. So again, bunch of good news that we're having Tuesday. Wednesday is probably the most important day for me. Wednesday, depending on what other sessions are live, depending what my calendar is showing, I might run a bonus session for this one to trade it live. So Wednesday, we run into 7:30 prelims for wholesales. Cool, good timing, nothing really major. Then 9:30, we have crude oils, but 1 o'clock, we have federal fund rate. We have FOMC statements. This one right here is the one that I most likely will be trading. This is the one that will move fast. Very interested in this one. Really depending what the market does, because we almost tapped that 22,200 that I called out last week for the bull. Target of the week. So this actually could push us up into that zone or push us down into the bear target that we have. So super interested in trading it. Hopefully it's something that I could do. Just keep an eye on the NAS chat. That's where I'll drop it on my Instagram. That's where I'll drop if I am going to be trading this as a bonus session or not. But that's going to be a fun one. Wednesday. I didn't mean to do that. Bro, can you chill? Thank you very much. Thursday, there we go. Thursday, again, pretty chill morning. We grab our opening bell, everything good, no worries there. 7:30, we have our unemployment claims. Unemployment claims has been stronger every single time, and it's happening at that 7:30 time frame, which we know NAS and gold likes to move regardless. So it's a good time that this is happening. Advanced GBT, we have that one too, an advanced price index. So three strong news that's happening at 7:30, perfect time for it to happen. And then from there, we're kind of chill for the rest of the day. So a good strong Thursday as well to trade. I like the time that everything's happening. And then Friday, we close out the week
Brent,
with,
super fast, bro.
yeah.
My VP of operations just expanded the Zoom. So y'all get the word out to everybody. We're at over 100 plus.
Hey, everybody drop some fires for Marianne for the VP. Drop her some fires. Of course, the VP of operations always. Literally, my wife right now is my VP, and she's literally cooking right now, but like cooking because I'm starving. And Marianne over here is cooking, making sure that we have the extended people so we get and pack this a little bit more than 100. So shout out to our VPs for sure. And Friday, as I mentioned, we close out at 7:30 with employee employment cost index, core PCE, FMC fundamentals, personal income, personal spending. Really, Friday, I know it's going to be good 7:30 to trade, but interesting to look at the numbers. It's going to be the personal income and personal spending. So again, and just a little recap. We have a lot of news, a lot of good dates. Really just pay attention Wednesday. I might do a bonus session here, so we could trade this live. But that is it for me on the news side of things, bro.
All right, all right, all right. So yeah, guys, if you have any, because I'm messaging some leaders and stuff that have been messaging about the capacity stuff. So just get the word out for us. For those that were disappointed for a total of 2 minutes. Obviously I know they missed a little bit of Brent going over the news, but like he said, I mean it's a couple red folder days for sure this week to wrap up January. And then obviously we have NFP week next week. So fundamentals should definitely be important for those that missed that section. But yeah, let's get into some charts here. I'm gonna share my screen for you guys, and we're gonna kick things off with gold. So here we go. All right. Brent, you still are trading gold, right?
Yeah, I mean, I called that one tap the trade last week. The freaking spread kicked me out, and then it went to hit the full take profit for 100 pips. But yeah, I've been doing a little bit. As you know, I just when gold is in a bull rally, it's just not for me. I'm not a huge fan. Ultimately, what I was looking at and I called last week was we should probably see that 2,800 high. Almost tapped it. Same thing. We almost got our high on NAS. Um, but yeah, bro, like I really don't right now with gold. It's in such a weird spot right now.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. It's that dude like when Nas is Nas, bro. So we'll
Yeah.
always make more time to talk about Nas on these calls. Um, and I want you guys to realize something, right? Like sometimes we do things habitually and we don't sometimes assess like why we do them. And if you're noticing, like it's not that Brent said, it's not that he's not trading gold, but you can pivot, right? Like you can pivot, and you don't want to pivot because you just have like a couple losses, by the way. That's not why he's pivoting. It's just, if you feel like the charts are speaking to you, if you feel like you're reading price more effectively or more confidently or whatever the case may be on a certain asset over the other, then you got to go with that instinct and continue to adapt. So, there's seasons for everything. Obviously, nobody was even trading Bitcoin like a couple months ago, and now we have Joel, Jenna, other people really, taking advantage of crypto because it's the season, right? The volatility is there. So just, be very aware of why you guys make the decisions that you make about why you trade what you trade. Um, so yeah, but regardless, we'll break it down because I know that akashx now I feel like it's finally starting to like not lose its identity, but like we're not so like we only trade gold. There was like such a long period of time where it felt like 95% of the trades were gold. And now, we have Impero effects. He's been, doing well with JPY pairs. Jenna and Joel have been focused on BTC. Me and you have been really rocking NAS. So we're more diversified now. I think we're giving people a little bit more options. But yeah, man, the origin of this entire gold move right now, which obviously has just been trending bullish for a while, and I think until we get to this high of 2790 again, which is all-time high territory, then we'll kind of reassess. But yeah, I think a while back on other Sundays, we've kind of talked about the importance of this key level and this key level here, where price was just kind of ranging. And then, anything breaking above that was targeting liquidity highs, and now we're approaching this one as well. So, it's a little tough to read that as a beginner to kind of look at key levels, trends, and things of that nature. So you guys definitely got to go through the educator training series that we have on akashx, the live sessions, just to continue to develop your chart experience. But for the sake of this call, where we're just doing an outlook, um, what I expect is if gold continues to push down for a little bit, will be nice because I think it's going to set us up to end up taking new all-time highs. So be on the lookout with the news probably this week, maybe. I would think it wouldn't go past this week where um we make all-time highs. Okay. I just truly think that is going to be the case. So looking at smaller time frames, let me take this off here for a second. We see that, gold had expanded and left behind a lot of imbalance from this nice little push here, right? So basically you can see like buyers just stepping in aggressively here. Now we've kind of like consolidated a little bit. So basically this last pullback area from this high to this low, right? This is that last pullback before an expansion. Let me kind of take that back. So we have this high, this low, and this high. These are the major highs and lows of the current range that we're seeing gold in right now. So short term, I think that to start the week, you can see that price made like this nice little wick, and then kind of rejected and started pushing down. So in general, I think like some short-term opportunities would be looking at shorts here at around 27.78, 27.80, somewhere in this general vicinity here. Um, with stops covering this high, it's like about 80 pips, if you want to tighten that or whatever the case is. But just from a supply and demand perspective, which is the only thing I could really, as far as in my arsenal of how I trade, would be looking at, if I had to trade gold, I'd probably look for something like this to start the week and actually reject off of that and start filling in this nice imbalance push that we could see here, and maybe tap in somewhere into this pullback area. So short-term sells, and then that will create the long-term buys for a new all-time high. That's the way I see gold from like, a 4 hour, 1 hour perspective. Obviously, Brent scalping, you guys are going to be able to find many, I wouldn't say micro opportunities, because, when Brent catches the right direction, it can be a tighter stop, but it could run for a big profit. So always be on the lookout during his live sessions. If you see something clean heading into, uh, you don't stream tomorrow though. You stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, so I think that this move, if it's gonna happen, might happen either tonight, tomorrow, and then wait for a rejection like that and kind of take us down potentially into like 27.60. It's a pretty fair price point that I see. But that's just my perspective. I'll let Brent, kind of give his input. At the end of the day, he's the one that's actually trading gold like that. I have kind of stepped away from that for a long time now. So yeah, I'll let you do your thing on gold there, bro.
Cool. Yeah, very similar to what you have here. And yeah, I mean, it's like you said, right? NASA's been so abundant that we just don't even haven't had the need to really mess with gold. And then we have other educators that are doing it, right? But same situation for me. Like for gold, preferably the way that I trade, I would want it to break down the previous highest day, break down through the lowest price. And if it does that and retest and touch, then I'm really wanting to have this take a nice little bear rally all the way down to this 2600 zone. If that happens, I'm happy. So like if actually this, oh, damn. Now let me see this really quick. Let me clean my mess up here really quick. Because I was doing this from a live session too. All right. So either we have this come down, test, test, test. And then if that happens, then I'm interested in selling and having a nice little channel all the way down to this zone. That happens, I'm happy. I'll trade it. You'll see some tap to trades from me this week for sure on gold. That's happening. Alternatively, the other thing that can happen is that we come down and we don't break these zones here. Like this respects here. We go up into that 2800 break and keep on going into new waters at that point, new territory. It's not my zone. I don't like trading gold like that. Shout out to Joel. He's the one that does like trading in that sense, and he does great. That's not for me at all. So for me, it's more like I said, I want this to break this and form a nice little bear rally where we could go ahead and sell multiple times and take it all the way down to this 2600, which at that point, even if it breaks, it'll keep on going all the way down. Like I mentioned before, we need to come all the way down to this 1600, 1900 zone just to take care of all that pending liquidity, all that's trapped back there from what happened back when the whole Russia Ukraine kind of situation started and jumped up around early October, which it shouldn't have happened. As I've mentioned before, and we've said this before multiple times here on the sessions, gold likes to go through what's called seasons. And the seasons for gold that likes to do really is going to be the December to January, February. It likes to go bullish. It just does that normally. But we went bullish October and it wasn't for seasonality. It was because there was war. So that changed everything. And then now with the whole present situation, tariffs, this, that, everything that's happening, it's favoring and building up even stronger the dollar. Well, then it'll push it even farther at that point. But for us to go up, we need to pull back. We need to get that little retrace. It's healthy for the market, especially for us trading. It's healthy for the market to do pullbacks and go up. It's not healthy for it to just run in one direction nonstop. It's not going to give us really the best setups that we can because when we trade, we look back. We're like, okay, based off what this happened, we're going to go into this entry. And when you just have this nonstop, what are you going back to, right? So let's really hope that we have a nice little pullback because that would be healthy. Even if it continues going up, it's fine, but it would be really healthy for the market and it gives us really good setups.
100%, bro. So yeah, we're gonna get into Nas now, guys, and then Brent wanted to share some things on crypto. Um, and then we're gonna, talk about a couple other things, such as plans. Well, you'll see, but just other stuff than just marking up two assets and then leaving. We're gonna give you guys a couple other things on this call. But yeah, let's talk about Nas here really quickly. All right, so. All right, so piggybacking off of how we ended on Friday. So Friday, which by the way, guys, I mean, if you're on here, it's a high chance that you guys are in the NAS chat under akashx official community. But I'm not gonna lie, like the people that are doing the best, I'm pretty sure are the ones that are just active on this chat because I'll explain, not just the back and forth and, questions that get asked in here daily and just being in the constant loop as much as possible. Um, I highly recommend that you guys get on here. Again, this is the akashx official community chat. So regardless of, what teams you're in or whatever the case is, you guys need to plug in. Brent is going to walk you guys through how to find the link to this specific chat as well as a couple other things um, in a bit. But I just wanted to start off with that because I called out an alert on Friday. Now I was flying from Miami to Houston. I had to make a quick pit stop here before I head to Colombia with Joel. So I don't know if anybody here is in Colombia, but we're gonna have an event in Bogota and Medellin. So I'm gonna be out there with them next weekend. But long story short, because I was flying, I wasn't able to send the alert that I wanted to go for the reversal. So for those that know trade how I trade Liberty, I was looking at this reversal. I personally entered, but like the Wi-Fi in the airport, getting to the shuttle and all that stuff, like I can't be sending alerts like that all the time. It's crazy. Um, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to call it here, but I did see the opportunity for us to get in on the breakout of the low here, and I sent it as an alert. And of course, it's like this magical thing that when I lose a lot of whenever I lose alerts, not always, but like there's so many of the losses that do happen are literally like this, where it just like wicks up and then it just goes into profit. It's crazy. But I bring up the NAS chat thing because those who were in the chat, not only did we talk about, risk management and how to deal with the loss in general and how to continue looking for the setups the rest of the day, but a lot of the people that are in the NAS chat actively re-entered the second break and ended up not just making up for the loss, but making basically double that, right? You can see the risk to reward ratio here, right? And that's what trading's about. Like I can't control when the market is gonna play funny games like that. It's the price you pay to play the game. Like Brent talks about sometimes the market, spread this, that takes you out and then it drops and it's like, you know, so it's just part of the game again. But again, when you're actively involved in the community, and I know some of us, we work, you're not able to be on the chats all the time. So that's why I try to send the cleanest alerts I can. And unfortunately, this one just literally tapped us and dropped again. But for those that can be a little bit more active or just understand how I trade Liberty, the opportunity was showing itself to jump in again and make up for it. And that's just how it goes. So that was how we ended up Friday. And basically, how I see the week panning out. Overall, obviously the market has been very, very bullish for Nas, but liquidity is important, right? We started taking out this high and then more specifically this high right here. And you can see that once we, start seeing price take out all of the sellers that were holding onto these positions from this big drop, you can see how the market has a tendency once we achieve that objective to kind of look for something else to go and do, like maybe take out the buyers on the way up, come back and test some demand zones. So I think overall, I'd be still focused on sells, but I think we're gonna start the week with a little bit of a continuation of how Friday left us off, which was um we ended up finally grabbing the liquidity from this low. So we took out all the buyers that kind of pushed price up here. So you can see, and for those that were on the Nasdaq, I told you like this was the main objective because once we take that out, there was a good chance that we could start to, reject that and come back up a little bit. So I think for the most part, I'm expecting a move down. But I think that if we look at some of these imbalances and whatnot, that we can potentially reach for some of this and then continue our way down. And this big gray box that I have here, it's a daily demand zone in the form of a wick. At least that's how I have always read supply and demand. I like to look at the higher time frames, like the 4 hour, not so much daily, but the daily. This is that wick a couple days ago that like started off, selling off hard, and then we ended up rejecting and pushing higher to go and clear these highs, right? So I think we will revisit this wick right here. How far we go into it, if it taps here, if it comes deeper, I don't know. But I think that overall, short term, we get a little bit of a pullback. We come down into this area, and then from there, I think we go all-time high again. So that's like a macro view of how I see it. But again, at the end of the day, when I trade NAS, we're just looking at those daily Liberty ranges and going off of that. So really, until we have another red box like this forming overnight today, maybe something like this, um, like let's say we get a range like this, I'd be looking for it to actually like fake high and then drop and basically do what it did the day before, fake high drop, fake high drop. That's the way I see it. So yeah, I'll let Brent break it down for y'all in his perspective as well.
Yep. I like it. I like it. My main thing is that I'm pissed that it's like, yo, Nas, could you have not hit our bull target? Like, you were literally like almost there. Like, what the hell? It was so freaking close. But last week, that's what I call the bull target, the bear target that we had for both weeks. Played out beautifully. We had some really nice sales opportunities. This one was super nice that we got for sure. So it was really nice. NAS played out beautifully how it's supposed to. And really what set everything up was that news, right? This big red candle is what set us up to be able to do what we do. And this is like I was mentioning with gold, right? Sure, it's going up. It's a bull rally. But when we get those big correction candles, now we have so much we could trade off because of those pullbacks. Overall, like Rich said, yes, unfortunately, I think we're gonna keep on going up. As you guys know, I like more when it sells. But with that, it's fine because for that, it needs to come back down. Now, I have a gut feeling, and this is just a pure gut feeling. We're gonna have one of those openings with those 1,000 pip gaps. Like I feel we're gonna get one of those huge gaps because of how we closed out the week. Right now, how we close out the week, especially in the 4 hour, it sells all day. So there's probably a lot of people that were still in sales already since Friday and that they held, and they're gonna get wiped out first. So I feel it's going to be one of those tricky ones to where when the market opens, it'll be all the way up here and we'll have this huge gap and then we'll have another candle kind of going up, maybe even touch our target finally. And then next thing you know, a bunch of people start buying and then it's psych and it goes all the way down. I have a feeling that this week as well, we're going to get another big correction. Just how we had this up and then down, we're going to have another up, but I think it'll be like a fake up, little fake out, and then we have a big drop, especially with all the news that we have set right now. It's going to change that side of things. We have a lot of things going on this week as well for a lot of tech stuff happening this week too. So we have a lot of stuff that's coming kind of as far as news and new products coming out. Just a lot of things. We're having a lot of the crypto situation happening too, which we'll touch crypto a little bit at the end. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of action, a lot of movement happening right in the tech world, which affects NAS 100 directly. And I think that's going to be favorable for us for sure to look at the sells. But the cool thing is, guys, is that where we are right now, if this decides to completely just go up, maybe come down, test this, and then go into a full bull mode, well, we are on a beautiful level right here to where it's so tight. Like this area right here is so tight for us to where we could easily trigger some nice buys, even with the 500 stop loss that Rich does, right? Like it's a beautiful gap. It's not a huge, huge gap to where it's like, damn, my stop loss has to go right here and I want it right here, right? Like we could literally cover a good chunk of this area in trades for buys too. So if we break off and go into buy mode, we're literally at the bottom, which is a great place to be at to start buying. And if it goes into selling, well, we're right at the top where it's a great time to sell. So I really like where the market closed. I really like how tight right now things are because it could easily go either way. It could go into buys, it could go into sells, but we're such at a good spot with such a tight area to go to where we don't have to have no crazy stop losses or, hey, you know what, I'm going to take one here. And if I have to, I'll take another one here. No, like it's a good space to cover. And at the same time, if it drops, we could go all the way to our target that we had last week. Like all of this still needs to be taken care of right here that wasn't taken care of. So we could still drop as far and see a whole 1,000 pip, whatever, 2,000 pip, like a big chunk all the way down, which is great. There's so much room. Like all of this gap from here to here is just free money. All of this is free money, 100%. Until it touches these zones, that's when we start seeing some rejections. But there's so much for us to be able to make there. So I'm excited for sure this week because it's very scalpable. 100% is what I see it here. So let's make some money this week for sure with NAS. I'm happy.
Fire. All right, man. So, well, the next sections we were gonna do, I think, was crypto. So, let me see. I'm gonna if I even say anything, let me just check something real quick. Uh, yeah. Overall, my sentiment is kind of not any different from what it's been for a while, which was I think Bitcoin at some point we're gonna end up coming back down to the 70s. Right now it's kind of scrunched up between like 100K and 105. It's just kind of finding where it wants to go. It still really is bullish though. But I just feel like at some point, if we maybe hit one more all-time high, we're gonna get a massive, like just complete crypto dump at some point. Um, that's why I won't ever say I'm like the crypto expert guy that understands the seasons and this and that. I just look at the technicals, but yeah, there's really not much for me to analyze right now. Obviously, like all the altcoins and stuff that I've talked about in the past, like we're in that season of just like don't even look at your portfolio, just wait. So that's where I'm at with that. But I know you mentioned you had some interesting stuff with like XLM that you wanted to talk about, bro. So I'll just let you, share screen and just keep going with that.
Yes, sir. So, as you guys know, I'm not a crypto educator, I'm a financial advisor, and all that stuff, right? So make sure you only risk what you can afford to lose. But on the cryptos that I do like, there are very few of them. Bitcoin, I pay attention to it because of the size of what it is. It goes everywhere, it moves everywhere, but I don't hold Bitcoin like that. I don't expect to be a multi-million dollars from Bitcoin. I look at other coins, altcoins. There's three coins that I always look at. ADA, which I called back in September, that grew 300%. We made our money. Link, I love it. It just hasn't pulled down yet to where it's a position where everybody could get in. I've been holding this for 4 years or something like that, so I'm good, but I want it to drop for everybody else to be able to get into. But XLM is one of my favorites too. Like, I made a lot of money on XLM. I love XLM. We called the play way back in October, and obviously it was a tiny little play, but we made a little bit here, and then we missed the actual train here to go up, which was crazy. Like we missed this huge, huge one because we were focused on ADA. So we made some money on ADA, but we did not make it on XLM. So I was looking at this, analyzing it, looking at the adaptations, everything that's happening, the whole nine. I usually have like once a month sit downs with Luisito. He's my mentor as well, Luis Rodriguez, the educator here. So we were talking a lot about stuff. And when was this? Friday, I think it was. I said, hey, bro, like I analyzed a little bit more in XLM. I think I'm a little bit crazy for the number, but I need you to tell me if I'm crazy or not. So he said I am crazy, but he likes it because it is kind of wild. So running the analysis, doing the trade analysis, putting some Elliott waves on it. Like there's a lot of stuff that I already had done. He verified he did as well. We're not going to go through all of that right now because it would take us like an hour plus. But my sentiment on XLM again is that we should see another pull a little bit higher to kind of get close to this high one more time around 60 cents and then tank. Right now, it's even at a position where possibly the floor could actually be here too. So we could already see this drop now. So like even this at Thursday, Friday, if you would have sold already, you would have already been in profit if you had any other broker where you could sell like that. I know here in the States there's not that many, but Europe and other places there is, Bofin and all these other ones, you could have made a good chunk of money selling. And even at that point, from this selling point, taking it down to 18 cents. But we might see a little pullback back around this 60. So it's kind of early to say how, if this is dropping here or it's dropping here. The cool thing is that I don't really care where it's dropping, if it's dropping here or here. What I wanted to do is I want this to drop to around 18 cents, anywhere from 18 cents to 20 cents for XLM. When that happens, personally, I'm going heavy. I'm not telling you guys to do the same thing because I'm not a financial advisor, of course, but I've never actually gone heavy into crypto in the past. I wasn't in a financial position to do so, but hey, when you don't give up, everything happens, and we're getting to that position to where I could dump a little bit on there. So grateful, grateful to be where I'm at and not giving up. You guys will be there too as well if you're not there yet. So please do not give up. But I am wanting to invest a little bit of my shekels there, my ruples into this, and I want to go in at 18 cents and I'm holding this. Like this is gonna be the first time you're gonna see me post the memes of diamond hands and hold and all that stuff, whatever. Because I'm holding this all the way to $4, between $4 and $4.20. And the projection of time for that to happen should be anywhere around April, May. I could be completely wrong, guys. Again, this is not my forte, but I've analyzed XLM for the last 3, 4 years. I broke this down for like 2, 3 hours, broke it down for like 2, 3 hours with Risito. We both liked it a lot. So what could happen here? Option one, what could happen here is that it doesn't even drop to 18 cents. It already respects kind of where it's starting to be at here. And we move from here. That could happen, right? It could break down lower than 18 cents, but it's okay because it's a crypto. Like so you're not going to lose it, you know what I mean? It just eventually will come back to life, and 18 cents isn't really a bad spot to get into. It's not like you're buying some coins that are out here for $300, $400 a coin. Like it's okay. You could buy 100 coins at 18 cents and they could go to zero. It's okay. Like as long as you're risking what you should, so it's not a bad deal. So I like it coming to that point, but once it does, we're holding and we're going hard. And it's just based off the movements that it's done in the past. Like anytime you've seen XLM do what it does, the amount of impulses where it goes up and then it drags down, up, drags down, and you measure these and you top it and you keep on doing that, right? So it's just the way that it's been doing. We should finally see a big up, drop, 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 not dead, a 50% reach any time, up. So the next move, obviously coming from 18 cents, I would expect it to go around and break this high completely and go into that $1.20, $1.50. We get another drop, goes up again, another drop, goes up again. So this is not something where it's going to be a quick flip. This is something, like I said, I expect to buy. Hopefully, I'm wanting to see this drop really soon. Like hopefully next week, for the next or 2 weeks, we have a really big drop. So we could hold it and come back to it in 4 months, something around that ballpark, maybe towards the end of April, again, April, May, somewhere around that timeline. We should see a big, big jump. And this is happening a lot because I'm really kind of banking on this move to happen as long as XRP does what it has to do. And I know, Rich, that's you, XRP 100% for sure. XRP to me, like I've never, I was speaking to another friend about this, and I was like, XRP, I never got into it hard because I didn't understand the utility of it. And still to this day, it's kind of like a little bit of a mystery of like, well, what is it really going to be used for? But just for the fact that Bank of America just grabbed it. Chase is talking about grabbing it. Banks are grabbing it for what? Only they know. For a reason, they got sued, almost got shut down because they didn't want us to get in there, right? So there's something mysterious to XRP. And if that happens and that pushes, then these coins that I'm looking at, ADA, XLM, Blink, all of those will be able to finally piggyback on XRP. Because XLM makes sure that we have fast transactions. ADA makes sure that we have coins where there is no money, right? And Link makes sure that everything's safe. Safety nets have to happen. What do banks want? They want fast transactions, things of that nature, right? So that's where XLM comes really strong. And now XLM comes into play, finally has like a place to come in and shine. With Bitcoin, it's never really had it because Bitcoin is in its own world. We need that one coin that's going to be strong, that's going to adapt for the government, that's going to adapt for banks. Once we have that coin that's strong, that's where XLN comes in play. And obviously, XRP is already up into that $3, dropped again, going up. So it's obviously showing very strong. Like just for the fact that banks are starting to get it, that itself speaks volume, right? So this is my play. It's going to be my play of the year. Everything goes out right and I disappear. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. I'm in some island or something like that. It's okay. I might pop up and a few years later, like, hey, I'm back. What's up, guys? But this right here is definitely going to be it. I was messing around with my wife, telling her, like, yeah, honey, I'm putting the mortgage on. She's like, no, you're not. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. We'll be fine. We'll live under a bridge for a couple months. It's okay. But no, for real, guys, just make sure that you, of course, risk what you're afford to lose. But this is going to be my play. Pay attention to it. Again, it's not a bad area to grab it now. And if you understand how crypto works and you dollar cost average and all that stuff, cool. But I'm really just going to be putting attention to it for the next week or two and kind of see what happens here. If it levels off here and we have just some strong zones and it starts bouncing, then I'll probably come in a little bit earlier and I won't wait for that 18 cents move. But ideally, it needs to come down to that 18 cents to 20 cents for sure. That's what I got for XLM.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because like I had looked at like we're on the same page and for the same reasons and other different confirmations too. Um so basically like for me, I just look at cryptos that I feel like have some type of utility and then I look at deep retracement levels with imbalances. That's how I saw Bitcoin go to 15K in 2022, all that. So this major imbalance that we created when we started having this massive pump on XLM is literally at 1918. So like that's just another confirmation with you saying what you're saying for me to want to get in on this. And here's the thing, like XLM has shown us how it likes to move, like literally just visually it just makes complete sense. And I want you guys to realize, like with XLM, massive pump, right? Imbalances in this area. Look where price retraced to. Ended up having a massive push.
Mhm.
Imbalances in this area. Price comes there, makes a massive push. So like it's already shown us its identity as far as how it likes to move. Like XLM's type of behavior is its own. It's very similar to XRP. If we look at XRP2, very similar, massive pumps, massive retracement, massive pump. And this was probably the cleanest retracement heading into now, but this is why I keep saying like I'm extremely confident that we will see XRP at $1. So for those that are holding your positions, it's not to like scare you and tell you to get out. But for the people that think like XRP is going to the moon forever and they're not gonna come back lower, I don't know. But I just like, man, I'm sorry, weekly imbalances, I just have yet to see it fail. And you could argue, oh, but maybe Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin, same thing.
I was about to say that, bro. Like Bitcoin being the strongest coin has it not dropped? It's gone from like crazy 80s all the way down back to 20s. Like it's taking huge dumps.
It's done it over and over. We had price go to like 20K, came all the way back down to 4. This was COVID era to fill imbalances. This was the 2022 retracement into 16. So, the way that price reacted here at the all-time highs previous around the 70s is the only reason why I'm not so focused on 30K anymore, at least until we see what happens here. But even Bitcoin going to the like 30s, 40s again, for me is not this no way, there's no way type scenario. I think it's very possible. Again, like market structure wise, though, this deep pullback that has expanded is going to be respected, though, at least at first. So, for sure, into the 70s, as a very high dollar cost average is all right. But I'm just saying, like, don't be surprised if in a while we get to like 40s on Bitcoin again. And there, you definitely, in my opinion, want to really load up. I've been saying that forever, like the last year. But obviously, if you guys always wait for the perfect moment, you could miss on expansions. So at the end of the day, there's a reason why people dollar cost average major cryptos, as like a primary strategy. But I think, things like XRP, XLM, that are not so super established as Bitcoin still have even higher chances of massive retracements of like 80% plus. The industry is still relatively new in the grand scheme of money. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for those massive retracements to get into XRP again because Brent says something important, man. The blueprint, or not the blueprint, but the what's the word? Well, basically, like if you follow the money, right? If you see where institutions are investing their attention and their money into, that's a very, very important sign for long-term, like longevity of being able to like see that asset continue to perform and all that. So yeah, always pay attention to what the financial institutions are doing for stability purposes. So there's gonna be a lot of money plays. Doge, Shiba was like the freaking thing of things not that long ago, a couple of years ago. And, now everybody loved the Trump coin thing and whatever. Like, there's always going to be, I'm not going to say the gimmicks, but like meme coins, altcoins that get hot, NFTs, all that stuff. But I think XRP has now officially kind of stepped into the realm of being like a serious asset when you start having institutions integrated into their systems. So yeah, we're like for like right now, like these last months have been profit taking season for those who have been in the markets for a long time. But for the people that are just stepping in and you're excited, it's like when you're just learning it, it's like, oh, it's time to buy. And it's like, well, you're learning it now, but it doesn't mean that just because you found out about it now, it's time to put money in. And that's what happens to so many people, like whether, especially meme coins. Like, oh, I found out about it. People are making money. Oh, I should put money in there. It's like that thought process is gonna lose you a lot of money. I'm just gonna let you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, like educate
Once
yourself
it's on
first,
social media, it's too late.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. You have to understand, guys, meme coins, like for a meme coin to even become common news amongst the world, like if you know about it and you haven't been trading for years and you weren't the development team that created the coin, like you're probably pretty late. And pretty late is a relative term. For some people, like getting in Doge at 50 cents and then going to $1 is great because you doubled your money, but like the people that created it in its origin when it's a couple cents, like that's really the people that made money. So all in all, man, just like understand what you're doing. Like if you're gonna invest into meme coins and things like that, don't be putting in, a heavy chunk of your capital that you can't really afford to lose, especially if you're joining the hype versus having a planned investment. So Brent is giving you guys like, a good heads up of time to save money, prepare yourself if you decide that you want to take it. Because at the end of the day, it's just what we want to do. So but yeah, that's it, bro. I know that you had some things on the agenda to kind
Yep.
of, wrap us up on this call. So I'll let you do your thing with that.
Cool, cool, cool. So yes, guys, just make sure obviously there's a lot of new people here and there's a lot of new people launching and we're still going crazy every single day. We have the last week for the promotion. So anybody that joins the akashx for the year, instead of paying 1,500, they pay 1,000. Instead of getting 100K TradexMastery account with no add-ons, they get a 200K with add-ons. So let's make sure we push, take full advantage of that. We got to the 31st for that. As well, you could upgrade if you're already part of the akashx, you could upgrade as well and get that benefit. And outside of that, obviously, anybody that joins for the month gets a free 10K. But the important here is to make sure that everybody is sustainable, that everybody lasts here for a long time, and everybody's getting the results that they want is onboarding. It's super important. If you're not onboarded correctly, you will not get through this. You will fail eventually. So that's why Rich, myself, Armin, we created akashxlaunch.com. This is here. Make sure you guys utilize it at its fullest, okay? Even if you've been in akashx right now for a while, but you're still kind of lost a few things, still go through it. It's not going to hurt, right? Watch the welcome video, watch the community chats. Everybody that's asking for the community chat, right here in akashxlaunch.com, when you click on community chats, it'll automatically take you to Telegram and you will join the official group. This is the only akashx official community group. There's another one that looks identical to the same and it's fake and there's plenty of them, but this one right here is the actual one that'll take you to there. And in this Telegram, there's multiple channels. The one that you'll find Rich and I the most is going to be in NAS 100. So if you ever need anything, there is Ask the Educators, there's this, there's that, but you will find us always there, right? And there's where we talk about trades, stuff like that, right? We don't give any free trades or anything like that there, but it's more of a communication side of things. So if you're in akashx, you really want to be in here. If you're not in akashx, sure, you could join and kind of see the vibe and you might like it, but you're not really going to get a true benefit from it until you're actually in akashx. But please make sure you use that chat, right? Watch the video. Something's important, guys, is click here at the bottom to take you to the first 48. When you finish this one, click to forex to take you to the next one, okay? Watch all these videos. You're going to have everything you need to make sure that you are getting launched correctly here, and then you celebrate. So when you know you're done, is when you celebrate and you see confetti. If you haven't seen the confetti celebrate, you're not done. You haven't watched some videos. Make sure you watch them all, okay? This is going to be super important for that side. Inside the community chat, right? Inside the NAS 100, there's pinned messages. In the pinned message there, eventually the did she pin it? Oh, she didn't pin it. I'll tell what's her face to pin it. But right here, even if you click on files, you'll be able to see trading plan. Here is a trading plan that Rich and I created. Something very important that you should be watching, especially if you just started. And if you are trading right now, you're not getting the results probably that you want. This is going to be something important that you're going to want to go through. Check out the trading plan, go through the glossary, everything. Take the time, guys. It's truly worth it. We put this here for you. It's important to have a trading plan 100%, right? To make sure you have the results that you want. On top of that, I'm going to eventually get added to akashxlaunch.com, but for now, you guys could go to akashx, you guys could go to the Academy, skip the Academy videos and go straight to the Educator training series. And if you click on my beautiful face right here, you'll be able to watch this video, RST, Risk Management Plan. There's a call I did. A lot of people were asking for it. So this one, I broke it down. And since last week, appreciate you guys. I've been getting a ton of messages, like powerful messages that this is changing already. Like just in a week, how much difference you've seen from the prior week to this week. Like we were giving you obviously all the sauce, giving you the plays, everything, the whole nine, but you just weren't sure how to mix it all together. And now with this, you've been having great results. So I'm super happy because as you guys know, I'm not huge into teaching. Like I like to just trade. I like to go straight to the market. And this one was definitely weird for me to do like an actual educational video. And I even had to sit down and do a Canva presentation, which was so weird for me, but I did that. It took me like 4 hours to do it. But I'm happy, obviously, for the results that we're seeing, guys. So as you can see, literally, you guys have everything to be successful here, 100%. But it's on you. You know what I mean? Like Rich and I, we did the trading plan. Are you actually going to pay attention and study it? I did the risk management plan. Are you going to watch it and study it? We made akashxlaunch.com. Are you going to use it or not? And same thing for you getting your 3 and free, for bringing people, building, all that good stuff. Like, are you going to make it easy on you? And are you going to make sure that the person that you bring in has everything to be successful? Or are you just going to make it difficult? We have everything for you guys. Hey, congratulations. Welcome to akashx, akashxlaunch.com. Trading plan, risk management. Cool. You're done. You're set. Now comes the fact of, okay, cool. Let me watch the rest of the academy. Make sure I go ahead and click on Rich to learn about Liberty and all on his stuff. Like now is all the traditional stuff, right? But that starting point is super important to make sure that somebody's onboarded correctly. And we have everything here for you guys. Now it's just on you. Ball's on your court. Are you going to use it properly or you're not going to use it properly? And you guys see, if you ever ask yourself this question, like, damn, why is it that Danny is just crushing it? I always see him. Natalie, I see her crushing it. Nell, I see her crushing it. Allison, but me, Brent, damn, I'm just losing. 9 out of 10 guys, they took the time to go through akashxlaunch.com, go through the trading plan, go through RST, and they're following those plans. And you're not. That's just what it is at the end of the day. And it's hard sometimes to accept that, but you have to. And that was me back in the day too. Because I was like, damn, I'm paying this $375 a month. Why the hell am I not winning? But I never took the time to click the Academy button and watch videos. I was quick to click that buy and sell button, but that was it. I wasn't quick to do anything else. So until that shift happened, That's when things happening. That's why you're seeing a lot of success happening right now. Rapid success, which is amazing. It's for that reason, guys, because we have everything for you guys. You just need to make sure you use it. But let's have a super, super successful week. Let's make sure we send a bunch of vibes over there to Rich. He's going to represent the NAS Bros and the akashx with Joel over there in Colombia for sure. And we have a ton of other events. Make sure you guys lock in. For now, the only one that's 100% set, of course, is the one in Atlanta in October. Plenty of time, guys. Like you have 9 months basically to prepare for that to make sure you get there to that one. So there should be no reason why you're not making it to that event. And there's always going to be events before that too. So just be ready. Have that suitcase ready, have that backpack ready, because at any time there could be an event popping up that's near you, or maybe not even near you, but somewhere where you want to go to. So you could go ahead and do what you got to do. All the events, you're always going to find stuff, Leslie, in the akashx community chat, right? There's an events tab there. You can find a lot of stuff. Always. And then like Rich and I on our Instagrams, we always post when there's events too. So you could obviously follow us on Instagram too, and you'll see either on the Academy, on the akashx chats, or on our Instagrams, you always find about events.
Yeah. Yeah, quick side note, two things. So, well, since we're talking about events, guys, obviously there's different tiers of events. You guys got to understand, right? Because there's corporate events and then there's going to be like team-based events, right? So, as akashx continues to grow, we've gone from 1,000 to, well, really it was like at 300 at one point, bro. We were here
That's
when
a
it was
lot.
300. We were here when it was zero. Me and
Yeah,
Brent are literally day ones.
yeah,
So
true.
we've seen it go from zero to over 10,000 active, and we're gonna get to 100,000 active and beyond. And we've been part of a platform that had 500,000. So I know how it gets like to the point where it's impossible to get to every event, and things will be more like just corporate ones that you'd get to. But for example, like um the main corporate ones are through MDC, right? My Daily Choice. So some people kind of understand this, but some people have just heard of akashx and they don't really understand like what we're a part of. So understand that we're one brand in a house of brands in My Daily Choice, right? My Daily Choice, Josh and Jenna Zweigel, founders of the company, they didn't even start with trading. They have CBD, automotive, personal care, health and wellness, all type of stuff. So mydailychoice.com is really where you guys are seeing like how to manage your membership, how to do other stuff, right? Like I use MDC products. I have the fuel factor for my car. I drink XE trim every freaking day. So like we don't talk about that stuff so much because we're focused on teaching you trading and akashx, but like we get volume from people that like we build our business not just only in akashx, really it's the main focus, but even dream trips. My god, I haven't even talked about dream trips, you know what I'm saying? So not to get off course, but the point is that these events are going to be through My Daily Choice when it's like the corporate ones, right? That's where you buy like actual tickets. So for example, the event that Brent mentioned in Atlanta is our once a year annual convention for My Daily Choice. It's not just akashx, it's the entire house of brands that's going to be showcased in Atlanta. Obviously akashx is growing to be the biggest brand and the one that has obviously a lot of attention right now, and we aim to continue to sustain it to be the best brand in MDC. But that's where you get your tickets for those major events. It's going to be through My Daily Choice website. There's an events section and you can buy your tickets and everything there. The dream trips is the other thing where those are typically like it tends to, it doesn't mean that you have to be a leader to be there, but typically like the dream trips is really like the people that want to get in the inner circle. Like that's how I met Jefferson Santos. That's how we met John Haremza. That's how we built relationships with 8-figure earners and why we continue to elevate. It's not an accident that Brent and I continue to just improve month after month since we've been in akashx because of who we talk to every single day. So obviously, like you got to start where you're at right now. But I just don't want you guys to have this limiting belief that, oh, I'm not a great trader yet, so I can't have relationships with all these people. Very silly mindset. And it's something that you may not be doing intentionally, but subconsciously. So just understand the bigger picture because if we only focus on technical analysis and trying to catch a couple pips a day, like you're missing the whole point of what's going on here. Like this is the opportunity to network with 6, 7, 8-figure plus earners, people that have built businesses of millions of customers over 20-year careers. Like to be you don't have to say you're besties with these people, right? I mean, but like you can literally build a cool relationship, even if it's on a business level, and learn so much and just have a different self-image when the company you keep around you are just winners. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you want to get to things like dream trips. Lisa's like Robert Hollis is my bestie. Hey, you on the inner circle then, you know? Um, but on a serious note, like that's what Brent has done. Like I've seen the growth in Brent, my God, bro, like immensely. And it's not just like the content or the camera or his trading. It's just like how he speaks. Like I've seen this guy go from never speaking in front of a room to doing a room of 20. We didn't remember that event in Las Vegas that was like before the akashx experience thing. Bro, it was
Yeah,
like 20 people in that room, and I
that's
don't even think like
educator.
half of them got started. And the leaders that set up that event for us are not even here anymore. And we've gone from there to like 100 people room. Now we just did like 1,000 people room in UK. You know what I'm saying? So like it's gonna continue to elevate. And dude, if you think that we were prepared to go from 20 people to 1,000 people rooms, like it's not that you don't feel that pressure. It's not that you're gonna do it scared. You're gonna do it nervous anyways. And that goes for you taking a selfie video talking about the opportunity and going three and free. Like that is the origin of you speaking on stages and traveling the world and living your best life. Like if you can't do taking a picture and posting something, talking on camera, reaching out to somebody for help, like those are like the easy building blocks that even I remember being scared to do. And I'm sure Brent was the same way. Like we didn't want to ever post. Like I know how Brent is, and it's like me. Like if we didn't have to, like we probably would never freaking post pictures or post anything on social media. Let's be real. But we purposefully do it because it builds our brands, it gets our name out there, it helps us build relationships. So like, guys, look, trading is one income stream, and it's a blessing. And if you want to be a hermit and just like lock yourself in a room and trade and live your life, hey, do that, right? But I think that you'd be like missing out on a wave that is happening right now. Like it's no mistake that we go from 0 to 12,000 people. That doesn't happen by accident. So I'm just saying, like, you guys have to lock in with the understanding of the full picture of what's going on here. You know? So I know that kind of went on a tangent, but like all that comes from us just talking about events. Like events is what got us to get that extra contact in our phone, to build that extra relationship. And the more events you go to, think about it, guys. Like if Matty Pips, if Josh Zwagel, if all the people you look up to see you at every event, the chances of you like being in a group chat with them or building a relationship are so much higher because they're like, yo, you're serious. Like you find a way to get to the rooms that we're in. And look, it's an investment. You think I like spending thousands of dollars and getting on planes? I don't like doing that. But it's called investing in yourself. So we're so quick to dump money into XLM, into a funded account, into this, that. But if you're not finding a way, and I know you probably got kids, you got work, I get it. Like everybody has that. Everybody has that. At the leadership thing that we did, there was a person with like their 1-year-old baby there. I'm just saying, man, like Brent brought his son. It was an obstacle. It's extra plane tickets. Having to, he's not 15, dude. He's like 10. But it's
Yeah.
no excuses.
And
You
the
know what I'm
most that he
saying?
ever flew was 3 hours. I had to put his little ass on a 10-hour flight. And I was like, let's go, let's see how this goes.
He
And Rich
behaves he
knows him. He's
behaves
not,
well
he's
though,
not the
bro.
calmest. He's not the calmest. So I was like, all right, let's go, let's do this.
But yeah, like, again, look, I'm not judging, and everybody's they probably got different things going on, but people will stay on the call at like 170 people for the chart stuff, and then if it gets into this topic, like people just get off. And it could be because you're busy, and I get it. So I'm not calling nobody out, but I'm just saying like the people that stick to the very end and hear everything and try to maximize the opportunity, I'm just sorry, bro, but you're gonna increase your chances to live the life you want to live you know. So get to events. The last thing I want to say real quick is I think sometimes people get confused about the NAS chat. The NAS chat is in the akashx community chat. So it's like a sub tab. So when you guys get into the akashx launch, you get into the community chat, there's a Bitcoin section, gold section, event section, da 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 da. One of them is NAS. Okay. Just want to clarify that because I think people sometimes they get confused. Um, yeah, bro. I think that's it. I've rambled enough. But any last words for us, bro?
All right. I mean, everything you said was absolutely perfect, and we're the living proof of it, bro. Like it's crazy. Like we said that we've seen our videos from 2 years ago. We're like, damn, delete that shit. Don't count that there. You know what I
Yeah, y'all
mean?
can go into the replays from like day one if you really want to. You'll be like, who
Like,
the hell
delete
is
that.
that?
So that's not me. Delete that. But not at the end of the day.
Brent lost weight, got in shape. Everything, bro. Like everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
it's wild for sure. No, we met here in akashx. Like we met here when we joined for the first time as educators from day one. That's where we met, and we just locked in right away, and we've been ride or
Yeah.
die since then. But at the end of the day, guys, really, it's you guys gonna realize it. It's the bigger cause, and it's hard to realize that, and it's hard to accept that, especially when we come in here. You come in for yourself, like you want to make money, you want to make sure you change your life, right? And you're so hyper focused on you, but trading Rich and I, like I've said this before, like we don't have to be educators if we didn't want to, guys. We didn't have to take the trips, like he said, we don't have to do all that because we have the skill set. We could just go into a hide in a room and trade and we'll be fine. We never have to leave, right? It's cool, but it's for a bigger and better cause what we're doing. Once if you stick just to trading, guys, what's going to happen 100%, you guys know I'm a gambler, I'll bet money 100% on this. You're gonna get bored of trading when the charts get so repetitive because they're repeating themselves. You're gonna get bored of trading, and you're gonna start feeling like, damn, what am I doing? Like this is I need to find some. Yeah, guys, exactly. That's
It
the
happens
big
to
bigger
everybody.
purpose. You need to make sure you go out and bring more people into this, have them the ability, the skill set to trade, be free, and then on the way you connected me with amazing people. If I would have said no to be an educator, just look at that. Aside from the leadership and everything, like I have a solid friend that I know I could depend on. You know what I mean? Mom says you count your friends with one hand and you have fingers left over. Like Rich has one of those fingers. Like I would have never met him if I would have came to be an educator, right? Like it's that simple. It's those people that you start finding down the line and then on top of that, the people that you start helping, like you start getting those messages like, man, I was able to do this, this, and this. Thank you. I mean, obviously we appreciate the love. We always see that, like, hey, crush it at the belt, Liberty, I've been able to take my trades and this and that. Like, that's what we do, what we do, guys. That's the reason why we do what we do. What we do is not easy. It's crazy the pressure that we put ourselves through overall on everything and the charts, live sessions, trading, everything. Like I said before, you imagine you guys get nervous to take your first trade. You guys get nervous to copy a trade from an educator. Now imagine an educator. We have to send it and we know that there's 10,000 plus people taking that trade. Like, again, we do it because we know it's a bigger and better cause. Therefore, you have that same responsibility. You could do a big change. That's why you need to go out and get uncomfortable to do those videos, right? To do those pictures, to post, because there's somebody out there in the same situation that you are or worse that they don't know about us. That's it. At the end of the day, that's it. Karma is true. It'll come to you at the end. It's coming to us right now after 2 long years. It's finally coming to us to where akashx is really nice right now because yeah, back in the day it was rough for sure, but we're grateful that we pushed through. But let's make sure we go ahead and have an amazing, amazing week, guys. Plug into the chats, be nice to everybody, show some love to everybody. Let's make sure we all take each other up. And as always, it's not about getting to the top, but it's about how many people you could bring with. So catch you guys at the top. Peace.
Let's get it, y'all. I'll make sure this recording gets out ASAP. All right. So be on the lookout in the chats. It'll be posted in the live calls replays section. Again, akashx community chat has subsections. We'll post it in the live calls slash replays section. All right. Appreciate y'all.
YouTube and your YouTube. Tap into Rich's YouTube because the London blog is there. Make sure you tap into the London blog.
Ah, yeah,
That
the
was a
London
good
blog was funny, bro.
one.
Appreciate you, bro. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Let's run it.